Mic? Could he have a mic as well, please? So, it's okay for the light? We start? Wow. Okay, so I am with Arim from 4-5 and Thilo.
Also from 4-5 at the moment. Okay. We are from Paris, like Pierre. I'm one part of 4-5. The other part is not here, Marco Fiedler. And we brought some paper.
So the Thilo is taking some posters that are all here collected in this box, and this first one I don't know this poster. I just discovered like you. So Zeng Mutual Maler. It's look like something about music, but it's from the Jacobs Museum in Zurich. I know that you work there.
Yeah, sometimes we work there. It's a museum about trade routes. And this is a pre-poster, I would say. It's not the final poster, about Zeng Maler. It's an artist group, an anthropologist and an artist. And they were working with, with anarchy, watches, and Chinese porcelain. But I'm not an expert about speaking about art. I'm here as a designer and a communicator for the work of Pierre Bal-Blanc. And this, I would say, is a very simple poster. We have more then.
But I have a question, okay. Because I recognize a kind of grid in these posters that is a bit familiar for me. I don't know if it's something that is connect with the Bretigny series, but I recognize a kind of construction. Maybe you can tell me if this is related to the Bretigny series.
Okay, we can talk all evening about this one poster and the relation to Bretigny if you want. But I prefer to have also some more examples. But already I can say that this is a different grid to the posters of Bretigny. For people who don't know, Pierre was running an art center in the south of Paris. He asked us in 2002 to make one poster for him. And as this is an art center, not this one, it's another one, it's called CAC Bretigny, which is in the south of Paris. We thought it will be very difficult to get people down there to out of Paris to the banlieue. And so we made a grid, I would say, or like a mechanic. We will see some posters that are not saying, oh, there's a great artist there, everybody knows this artist. And also there's a small museum that is happy to invite him. We did a contra mechanic, I would say, that says CAC Bretigny presents this great artist. But we will see posters of this. This is a completely different grid, I would say. This is really the artist in the center, but there's always one typeface used for this museum, which is here on the right, in a smaller way. So there's also
maybe we can have another one.
See more. So it's about talking about graphic design.
So here we are. So this one I know it. I know this poster well.
I hope there's.
It's the pink series of. One was also a blue.
Okay, this is a collaboration between CAC Bretigny, the only poster where CAC Bretigny is not, like I told you, on the top, it's on down there. And you have Beton Salon from Paris too, your friends who were participating in the exhibition of who? Wait.
It was a Japanese avant-garde movement called Jikon Kobo.
This is
from the 50s, 60s, and Beton Salon was showing this historical work and organizing some performances, musical performances, because this movement is a very multi-disciplinary, very early movement in the just afterwards, and in terms of music and also graphically, they really initiate a very interesting experiments, and
but they were not, I thought they are dead, or are
no,
they?
some were some historical figure came, and we combined this project was combined in Bretigny with a more contemporary interpretation by
Contemporary artists,
by Ai Arakawa,
yeah.
who is a Japanese artist based in New York, and he did with Sergei Cherepnin, an artist from American artist, but from Russian family. He did Be a Speaker and So Be It. It was a kind of articulation about these two movements.
Okay. Now this is a selection of the last 12 years. So sometimes we forget, or not.
Yeah.
You will see. Ah, okay.
So Thilo, we don't know each other so much. He just discovered himself the posters, so it's he's a new in the team, and here is a very last one of the very last posters done in Bretigny with Mathieu Saladin, who is a French artist who did an exhibition, solo exhibition called "There Is a Riot Going On." And it was an exhibition that length all the year 2013-2014. So I invited artists to develop a long-term collaboration and organizing a project progressively in a very cumulative way all along the year. So a bit in the same spirit as we have done with Vierfünf, but for about 15 years.
Yeah, an interesting, I would say, fact about this poster is that this is the first poster where we said, okay, we had 12 years, no identity for the art center, no logo that was all the time there. Now it's time that we develop a logo which is all for every exhibition the same. So we started with a very small logo, and then it collapsed, the art center. And what I would like to put also on this poster, it's a typeface that was originally commissioned by a Cuban artist, Tanya Bruguera. She asked us to do a typeface that is understood in the whole world. That means that people can understand in Saudi Arabia, that they can understand in Indonesia and in United States, and this was a commission. And so there's one way you can you can work with Unicode fonts, where you have Cyrillic and everything, but this is not a thing we are interested in, because also it's a lot of work to do 2,000 types. And so we had the idea to do, and also as we are a Western designer, we have to work in our type system. And so we said, okay, let's do a typeface that is very simple. And we tried to make a typeface that has no connotations with any history. That means you don't have serifs for like Renaissance era or any signs of origin. So it became like this. We can talk about this if it's good or not, or if it works. This is always open, I would say.
Good, good, good.
Yeah. You're the boss.
So this is, as I...
finally, this is a real esquisse, a real sketch for the poster you saw before, the first one. Also for the museum in Zurich, the Johann Jacobs Museum, run by Roger Bürgel. This is how it is printed afterwards in silkscreen and offset print. On the bottom you have also the card really printed. This is only a sketch with neon markers. And here, briefly, I would say for this poster is interesting for us that we started also with Bretigny to find, to work with typography and also to create space with overlapping and to create a massive impact by putting a lot of stuff over with several levels. But then we got fed up with that, and we tried to be more clear, to not more legible, but more clear. And this also we have in some examples here. But now we go back to overlaying, but only with lines, because we think there's something to develop out of it. We will see. Yeah. Ah, okay. Also, as a designer, it's interesting. Sure, you have to make nice stuff. You have to also, if you talk about posters in the city, it can be like images, like peinture, like whatever, and talking about artists. And also, as a designer, you have to put everything on a poster. You have to write the opening dates. You have to write the address. You have to write dates, hours, all this stuff. And we never liked this, and we never do this. And after 1 year, everybody was complaining that they have no idea when the museum is open. And then we always forgot to put the opening hours too on it. But we made a big campaign only with the address. So we start with the address. There's no information, only the address of the poster. You have to say it's not for home, it's only for street posters. So it's also for the museum, but it's not no content, only the brand and the address. But we don't want to put everything on every poster. Ah, good choice. Normally, you do a presentation of the work in a chronological base, so people can understand why you do anything. We opted for another thing. We do it like par hasard, and so I think you will not understand so much, perhaps. But so it's good that Tito chose this poster, because this was one of the first posters we did for Zurich. Zurich, we were commissioned to do the graphic identity, and it's in Switzerland. And if you grow up with if you study graphic design, the Swiss people, they are like a benchmark. If you know, perhaps the Swiss design is out of any critique. It's it's like a rock, I would say, and we don't care so much about this, even if we know it. And so we were commissioned in Switzerland, and we were aware of the heritage that is going on there. So we made some research in Switzerland, and the first thing, and the only, not the only thing, the first thing we got in mind that you can do everything in Switzerland. Everything is perfect if it follows a grid. If it's geometric, you can do everything if you follow this. It can be dull, it can be not interesting, it can be powerful, but it has to be on a grid. So we thought we do this, so we get successful there. And we made a typeface only out of a grid of like 2 squares, also important, sure, and with diagonals, with 45 degrees. And we tried to make a typeface out of it, and which is this, and we didn't manage it correctly, so it became like that. And if you do posters, you can work differently. You can work with images, or you can do it very simple. And this was a poster on a structure we developed further, only with typeface, the most big possible. Here for the architect Lina Bobardi, I think you know her. And it's always a play between the content of the exhibition, if it's an illustration, or if it's communicating the fact that the exhibition is going on there. Okay. Oh, you have a question, Pierre?
No,
it's an important poster.
Yeah.
It's nice too, I would say.
Yeah,
What's
I
your
like the
opinion?
color. It's quite interesting.
Suits you. Okay. I have no chance. What's his name? This you know perhaps, or the artist you know. I would like to have the name of it. This is an Austrian artist, and he is. It's very soft paper. It's an no problem. It's a soft artist. It's an Austrian. It's an Austrian artist, and he's doing as a, I would say, performance, or like an event. Every year he's projecting Brandschutzfilme. This means films that show how to protect from fire. These are not scientific films; they are more like educational films to avoid fire. To you know this perhaps from school or from when you were working in a factory. And those there were educational films about avoiding fires. And these he's projecting on a large scale at certain places which are politically interesting, like national libraries in Frankfurt, or special places in Berlin. And this was about fire, and so we tried.
In this case, how did you came to organize the graphic in that way? So related to this practice, to the artist, or to the much more to the context where the artists were shown? What was the orientation for this?
The idea was already that it's very hard to read. This is also important for us, that we sometimes create a thing that is that takes time to read, and some information in that case also can stay legible. And but also we wanted the event and success, so we decided to make the most important thing, Brandschutzfilme, on the top. And then, peu à peu, if you can say like this, you can go down and see how strong you still are to get all the information you're interested in. And also, it's here you also see it like an illustration, I would say, of the danger that can occur of the theme. And how is it organized? Wait. Okay. You have the date legible here, and you have our name. Very good. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, that's okay. This one. Do you know this?
No. No, this I don't know. It's what was this one? Okay. So it sounds in Asia.
Asia. Okay. This is an art biennial in Busan. This is in South Korea. And this was taking place in 2012.
Mm-hmm. And what was
It's fine.
the way to approach this?
This was very easy, I would say, because your research when we were there, you always have. Well, I had this cliché thinking that in East Asia everything is crowded with colors, with typography. You have this overflow of visual communication, and everything is powerful, and you get really get flashed. But then I had to realize that if you are in this area, they know how to use neon lights, and they know how to put signs on the building, but they don't know how to use colors. They totally did not see Johannes Itten, the color, all this idea of contrast, and how to use contrast or to decide colors. This was my impression when I was there, and because I didn't understand when they use colors why they choose that colors. They have traditional colors like the yellow and the blue and the red, which are then traditional colors used to show their tradition, but they did not choose purposely or by purpose color blocking or two colors like to create a contrast. And so we thought, okay, let's show them a color contrast. And so we chose that color contrast, and there was no black in this communication for the biennial. The whole city was bombed, I would say, with this contrast. So to our as our reaction on the fact that we thought is important to.
And how they react to that?
I think they had fun with it. I think they recognized it, and also this was a biennial which was very based on people. And Roger Bürgel was a curator of the biennial, and he immediately started to create groups of people to learn, to get in contact with, and so it was a very ground biennial. It was not from the upside down, which is always something is very interesting to know. Do an art exhibition come from the top, or does it communicate from the top, or does it try to get in contact with people and communicate from breast to breast, or body to body, I would say. And yes, I think the content is the dates of the biennial. This is important. I think you have to know when it's taking place. The rest you can see in the internet. So turn around.
This is the same.
It is the same, but turned around. Oh, this was the first exhibition of the poster we saw, because the exhibition was taking place with a distance of 3 or 4 months. This was the first poster, and then the green one came. So it's because it's the same artist, we decided to only change the color of it. Here you find really interesting stuff. I forgot. I'm afraid. Okay, this is a small poster. In Germany you have these small posters. And this is about a graphic designer, an exhibition of a graphic designer. It's called Gunther Rambo, a very famous designer in the 80s, I would say, or 90s in Germany. And this was a poster we did for the MRK Frankfurt, which is not allowed to have the name MRK. It's the Museum of Applied Arts in Frankfurt. And we did the design for it, and here we chose always to work with images of the exhibition, but to have always the same typeface, which was at the time disturbing. Now this was 2006, I think, 7. And at that time, this was a way to create movement or to create disturbing elements or disturbing reactions to communicate applied arts or design with a typeface that is irregular or looking strange, or how is it called, broken, I would say. Now this is common practice, I would say. But you have a question, Pierre? Ask me what is. You know the you know the time
okay.
also.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Maybe go on.
This is a big one. This is a big one. Good choice. Again, it's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this I know.
This I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Do I know?
No.
Okay, it's a different one. Because this was a failure. I thought it's a I do like it's another poster. This is a poster for the International Festival for Posters in Chaumont in France. It's a very traditional, very well-known festival in Chaumont. Chaumont, I think, it's like a medieval city. It's very grey. It's not so big, not so small. And we were commissioned to do the identity for the festival. And we were visiting them in the winter time, and then we immediately recognized color is missing in that city. And so we decided that everything in the city has to be red, that all the posters for the event are in red and there's no other color on it, and that all the architecture that is done for the event is also painted in red. There's no design, no different colors, no contrast, it's only red. And so we made a series of posters, and in the end it was like this you could only do, I think, in a smaller city. In the end, if a red car was passing by, you immediately thought this is part of the festival, because you were so trained that red is the festival at the time. Okay.
Yeah, so I experienced the festival, and it was basically a very strong signage in the city, because finally what was very interesting is that here we have a version, but most of the posters were fully red without anything on it.
Yeah, I only pretend that this is a real one.
And
it was like that.
What was very interesting with this project, based also on some little pavilion, red pavilions that were given information about the festival, was that suddenly all the red present in the city through the advertising, through the all the signage of the urban city become very visible, and was finally like included in the the general signage. So it's the process of visual process was really working strongly, and completely eat all the red present in the city. That's what I like a lot with this project. Because
it was a very simple idea, we have to admit, to put everything red. There were a lot of shop owners that also painted, or they did their shop windows with red products. So this is easily to say as a shop owner or somebody in public space, okay, I like that what is going on there, so I want to participate on this. So I choose if I'm in a clothing store, so I make a red window, and so I communicate and I show my addiction to the Festival of Graphic Design, which is not something that is interesting for mostly people. Okay.
Maybe you can choose maybe a poster of Bretigny to speak about our collaboration more, because we.
Oh, this one, oh, this is nice. Command.
Yeah. So that posters is basically from 2006, if I'm not wrong, and it's one version of the series, because here we have the flyer, which was this long slides of paper, and here it's on the size of a poster, which is reprint after. But there is another poster series of Roman Ondak exhibition in Bretigny in 2006, and the exhibition was called Here or Elsewhere, and it was also a process of 1 year of exhibition, and the exhibition of Roman Ondak was organized in the way that he could intervene during the other exhibition whenever he wants, and all the works during 1 year were produced parallelly, simultaneously of the other exhibition, and at the end all the works were suddenly present together in the space, but they were accumulated progressively for all along 1 year in order to be presented at the end all together as a solo exhibition. So these kind of processes are a bit the same as we did together with Vierfünf, and we started in 2003 with the idea to create each time a full identity for each project, and to change the logotype, the font, according to the personality, to the mood, and to the property of to the characteristic of each project. So we have here one logo, but it was just done for the Roman Ondak exhibition.
The interesting fact, what I say for the commission of the design, is that Pierre Bal-Blanc, or Pierre, had treated the communication of the art center like he treats demanding an artist for a piece to exhibit. That means he doesn't have in mind to make, we need an identity and then it has to be like a service thing. Sure, there's service inside, but that you see, okay, I need communication. Communication shall look interesting because it has to attract people, and it has to be communicating. But that's all. It's I give money, I would say, to produce, to think about, and to produce a piece. And this piece is used as a communication tool, and that's all. It's not about thinking about design or about identity and to create a corporate design that then works like a machinery. It's about I need something, and then I use it. This was the interesting structure about the collaboration for
maybe if you have another instance to show to make it more understanding. Yes, the Martin, for example. This one, yeah. Martin. It's funny because this is the Martin exhibition. On the other side, you can see it. Thilo? Yeah. Thank you. This exhibition was called Noise and Capitalism, and it was related to a book that Martin has published about noise music, and in that show a kind of collective process happened with a lot of contributors, and I remember that we also in the city used the poster as a tool to gather people all around, and the project was really activated, and also produce a publication after that. We had a large. If you turn the poster, you have the full program. Of
always a lot of text to communicate.
Yeah, and a lot of a large program of events, and were associated to this project, and so that's a bit how we worked and how we came for our last collaboration. Maybe we can now talk Harim about the catalog after maybe this one, which is the first poster of Bretigny in 2003.
This shows the fact that I wanted to talk about, that it's not important the artist or in the first time the artist to communicate. It's also important to communicate the speaker, the curator, the people who present it, or they think about why this artist is now the right person at the right time and the right place. And this already, I think, was showing the fashion now, that curating is much more getting more important than producing art.
Yes, this is maybe a view. In that case, yeah, why not? I mean, in that case, this poster was not the only one. It was a series of different declination, and in any case, the poster is not the only tool of communication, and there is very different layers and levels of communication. So it is also something, the only thing that lasts after an exhibition. So sometimes, and or a publication like we did recently for the exhibition in Bolzano in Soleil Politique. It's a kind of collaboration that we develop in a very long process around the intention to really combine the different steps of the process of the exhibition, and in that case it is a guide that we did for the exhibition that is included in the catalog, and when in which you can show the table of contents, Thilo, please, at the beginning of the book, which is a bit no, the first page. The second. Yeah. This one, yes, which is a kind of expression of the experiment of that publication, which is to date the different elements that are part of the book, and that are produced in a different time and reassembles in a continuity, but are not produced in that continuity. So it's also a way to express the constructed narration of a catalog, and that is not something which is naturally produced from the beginning to the end, but fully constructed and adjusted and a very sophisticated agency. So in that book we have experienced the different steps, from also the signage in the space, what was really important, because he was playing with a way to approach the work differently. The labels were on the floor and were not readable in the how to say, were readable if you read on the floor, but not on the high perspective. And it was very important for the exhibition not to have any addition visually that come to play with the works, but to put the works on the forefront. In this publication, so we try to give a context of the guide, and with the hope that the guide which is present is possible to read and to drive the imaginary of each of us to rebuild the exhibition with this book, and to propose a kind of mental reconstitution of the exhibition towards the publication.
Yeah, as our part, as we we were responsible for the design or for the organization of the book also. We also have to say, for us it was coming from a different direction that Pierre Bal-Blanc explained. For us also, I would not say chaos, but it's also a lot of information that is different. You have different origins of information, different times. These informations were created. That means you have images that were from the exhibition, but you also have images that are references, so they are very old, and all they are linked together, but not on the same time. So, like also Pierre also explained, the interesting about that book is like how can you organize different origins, and hopefully you can get them together, or you can put the links as you read them, because we did completely avoid the standard procedure of a catalog of an exhibition. That means forward, then you have the plates, and then you have, if this is the standard thing, then you have the plates, and then you have two texts of famous art historians, and then you have the colophon. Because this was not the way we could, the exhibition was organized. Also, the result in printed form couldn't be like that. So I think this book is more like an open structure, or like an open wound, that hopefully you can feel some heartbeat in it, because it's not done. It's not like a container filled with text only.
Yeah, maybe the common concern about the posters and the book is to reiterate the exhibition through another dimension, but not trying to just report, but to reassess something in a different with a different in a different context and in a different quality. So that's what guide us all the time, how to reiterate the experience done in the space in a book, basically.
That's all.
Wow. Thank you.
Don't dance? He wanted to dance.